Hello and welcome back to my channel in 31 Days of Samhain. I'm Beth and this is Spiral Path, and today we're going to make our Samhain altar. To start with, gather all of the supplies and all of the things you've made and collected to put on your Samhain altar. And this could be any kinds of things. It could be the remembrance candle, the altar mat, your wicker man, framed or unframed photos of departed loved ones. I like to add some herbs. I put on mine a mugwort wand to help me with crossing the veil. Many people like to have a representation of all four directions or all four elements: a fire element, an earth element, a water element, and an air element. Your altar is your personal space. It's your space for ritual. It is your space for veneration and meditation. So do whatever feels right for you. There are no rules. Gatekeeping and witchcraft kind of needs to end, and I'm here to put an end to it, at least in my own little, literally, corner of my house. Make your altar the way you'd like it. Now that I have set up my altar, I will go through and share some of the different things that I have put on here and perhaps the reason why they're here. Of course, I started with the altar mat that I made and also the wicker man and the remembrance candle, all projects that I have made for my Samhain altar this year and shared here on 31 Days of Samhain. So if you haven't seen those videos yet, you can check those out and see how you could perhaps make your own. This little witch's hat is one that I made a number of years ago, and I have made many since. There are some still in my shop, linked in my description of these little lace hats, but this one went with a particular Halloween costume that I made one year. This vase is one my daughter made in high school, I believe, and it has all the phases of the moon all the way around. And when I remember, I turn it so that the current phase of the moon is up front, but it's just placed on here right now to look the way I like it. But I will, throughout the rest of the month, try to get it properly aligned. My little cauldron, mini cauldron, that I found in an antique store in Western Illinois many, many years ago. A bundle of homegrown organic mugwort from my own garden. This little owl ornament was a gift from someone at a women's retreat I went to. And I put this on here because owl is also the symbol of Lilith, the goddess Lilith, not my cat Lilith. And I feel like Samhain is a good time to venerate Lilith. A dried pomegranate, because legend says this is the time of year that Persephone leaves the upper world and goes back down to the underworld through the winter. And so pomegranate being the symbol of Persephone, I always like to put a dried pomegranate in remembrance of her on my altar. This black cat little dish was made by a friend of mine who is a glass artist, and I will try to remember to link to her Etsy shop. She has recently gone through a big, big interstate move, so her glass work is not up and running at the moment. So I don't know if she has anything in her Etsy shop, but if she does, I will link that for you. And then this little silver bell is my element of air. And then this little chalice that is filled with moon water from a supermoon that I collected, made moon water during the past year. And this little chalice, this little just crystal chalice, I found here in the house when I moved in. And so I thought it would be appropriate to honor all of those who have lived in this space and called it home prior to me. So we have air, fire, earth in the clay of the pot, and water. And I could go through my crystals and maybe bring some tourmaline or other black onyx, those kinds of things, and put some crystals on my altar as well. I just haven't done that yet. And then I'm also going to get a little slips of paper and a pen to put here. So as I meditate at my altar, I can add those who have passed and things that I want to add to my wicker man until Halloween night. Another thing I like to add sometimes to my Samhain altar are things either that belonged to someone who has crossed the veil that's important to me, a piece of jewelry, a pipe, a dish, a framed photo, something like that, and I will put that on my altar. I am going to set up a private ancestors altar in my home. I have a little kind of traveling ancestors altar, although I don't take it with me when I travel, but it's easy to close and open and move about the house depending on where I want the ancestors to be. I'm going to add to that and set up my own ancestors altar here in my home in the upcoming weeks, but I'm going to keep that one personal and to myself, just between me and them, let's say. But you could incorporate both your ancestor altar and your Samhain altar together in one and put belongings or cherished things or things that even just bring to mind your loved one on your altar. So I would love to hear what you like to put on your altar, any thoughts or memories that you'd like to share. Please put those in the comments. Thanks again for joining me for 31 Days of Samhain. I hope you stick around on through into next month and next year and incorporate some of these ideas into your own life, perhaps. I'd love to hear how you did that. But thank you so much. I've got a lot of new subscribers and watchers, and I really, really appreciate having you here. So thank you and welcome. And I hope to see you again tomorrow. We're going to be doing more Samhain goodies tomorrow. Thanks, and we'll check in with you again. Peace out, witches.